Abhimanyu Mishra, setting up his chessboard for a friendly competition with his dad. 10 years later, he is breaking records and is the youngest Grandmaster of chess.
Abhimanyu Mishra, come on.
With Abhimanyu, but actually my husband. So he's the main force behind his chess. But we as parents, we wanted him to be involved in something which is not video games as such. And so when he was 2.5, we thought of chess as something which he can get involved and which will help him later in his life. We didn't know at that time that he will come so far, but we started gradually.
Queen to c2, which attacks this pawn on h7. So okay, if you play knight takes e5, I can take this pawn here. Black's position is fine. But what happens is after this position with f6, white has this option to go bishop takes f6 check. Knight takes f6 is forced, and he goes e5.
At the age of 2.5, my dad started teaching me the rules of this royal game for the reason that he saw that many children around this time were getting addicted to screens. And he wanted me to have something which was to do something other than like, let's say, look at an iPad all day. So he started teaching me the rules of this game, and by the age of 5, I started playing in tournaments. And there was always a lot of groundwork before each and every tournament. We would have some kind of goals before the tournament, let's say even like weekly tournaments, to achieve them before we go to the tournament. Like before my first tournament, I remember that wasn't just the first game of chess I'd ever played in my life. I had prepared a lot beforehand. I'd played a lot of practice games, played a lot against some computers, and I was ready for my first tournament. We went to Central Jersey and I won my first tournament. I came home with my first trophy, and that was one of my first special moments. That okay, I'd seen that hard work and persistence amounts to success. When I got my first national record at the age of 7, when I broke the youngest expert in United States chess history, it was very fun going into school showing everyone my trophies, and that was also one of the reasons why I loved playing this game. That okay, I would be super hyped before the tournament. This motivation would be there to come first, get a trophy, because as kids I loved getting trophies. It's an honor to be associated with the gift of chess. They've done so much for chess in general. They've helped everyone. They've distributed like thousands, I'm not even sure at this point, even millions is quite possible, of chess sets throughout the world. And teaching everyone this royal game, it's not just for fun. It can change lives in a very positive way. In India, we've seen a lot of upcoming youngsters. For example, in the top of the world rankings as of now is Gukesh. He's going to play his world championship match against Ding in a couple months, as well as Pragnananda, who's also in the top 10, and Arjuna Gaisi. All of them are very, very, very strong Indian players, and I have a feeling distributing these chess sets to more places in India will help this chess boom in India. It'll help it progress even more, and we'll get even more strong talents from India. Anyone can get to where I am. They just need to have a lot of targeted practice, and I think another thing I'd recommend is to get a coach. They'll make your journey a lot simpler. In my situation, I got one of my first coaches was I went to the Chess Kings and Queens Academy, and I started working with Grandmaster Magesh Panchanathan and later Arun Prasad Subramaniam, and they both helped me a lot in my chess journey, from giving openings to middle game ideas on how to play certain positions. And of course, it was always good to have a second view on the same position, because whatever let's say there's a chess position, 2300 looks at it, a 2400 and 2500. Now, a 2300 might see 10 things, and he might very well might come to the best move. But a 2500 might see 100 things, and he might come to the best move, but in a very different fashion, in a much more efficient manner. And this kind of thing was also quite interesting for me to see, that how stronger players can approach the same position in a different way and come up with even stronger moves than myself. I want to become a world champion one day. My next goal is to reach 2700 as quickly as possible.